How can you fix and improve a YouTube ad campaign that hasn't been working? I think we've all been there, right? I think we've taken those times to write the scripts, we shoot the videos, we launch the campaigns, and a week later it's like, why isn't this working? Why is nobody clicking? Why is nobody converting? Like, why aren't these working? And it can be really frustrating. But guess what? There are certain levers that you can pull along the way to improve those results. There's certain ways you can, things you can do to improve the campaign. So basically in this video, I want to share with you what are some guidelines that you can use to take a poor performing campaign into a high performing YouTube ad campaign. The first thing you need to do when your campaign's not working is you need to plug the holes in the bucket. And what I mean by that is if you think about your campaign as this bucket and think of all this water is coming inside the bucket, but there's holes inside your bucket. So the more water you put in the bucket, the more water leaves the bucket. The goal is to find those holes, plug them up so that the bucket's not leaking anymore. So in this analogy, the bucket is your campaign. The water is your advertising dollars, and the holes are these holes inside your campaign that you need to identify and you need to plug them up. So the holes in any campaign of why your campaign's not working? Well, a big hole could be your video or your message. It's not the right message. Another one is maybe you have the wrong campaign structure or bid type. Another one is maybe you have the wrong audience, like the wrong people are seeing it. Another big one is the offer that you're running. Maybe the offer, people are interested in it, but it's not like they're not wanting to purchase it or opt in for it, right? So between the campaign structure, between the audience, between the video, or maybe it's the funnel, like those are all holes that you need to identify. And once you find them, you can plug them up. But I like this concept because at least you can start to see it. And a principle that I like is like marketing always works, but it rarely works right off the bat. So again, find why it's not performing and then plug those holes in. And what can help you plug those holes in, and this brings me to principle number 2, is having well-structured campaigns. So a lot of times people go on one big campaign and they have one video and there's a horrible naming structure and they're just spending a bunch of money on this one campaign, but they don't have any clarity as far as to like what's working and what's not working. So to help avoid that, I want to encourage you to use the 3-1-3 method to structuring your campaign. What this means is for every one offer that you have, that you're going to build out 3 different campaigns. Inside each campaign, you're going to have one ad group or one audience per campaign. And inside of that audience, you're going to have 3 different videos or ads that you're testing. And what this will do is it allows you to have clarity as far as, which audience is performing the best, which ad is performing the best, which video. And so now it's not like one lump sum. At least you can know what's working and what's not. This helps you identify, is it an audience issue? Is it a campaign structure issue? Is it a funnel issue? Like you got to be able to have a well-structured campaign so you can help identify what those holes in the bucket are. So now that you know that you need to plug those holes and you have structured campaigns that you can kind of clearly see what's working and what's not, then you just need to optimize, meaning pause what's not working and increase what is working. And I like to use the red, yellow, green framework for this. And so just to tie this all in, here's an example. I got a screenshot of one of the campaigns we ran, and you can see the different types of audiences that we have here. And inside, this client told us, hey, our goal for these campaigns is to get a $10 cost per lead. He's like, if we can get a $10 cost per lead, we can spend a lot more money. If we don't, though, it's not working. We need to pause. And so we knew, okay, we need to make sure that we knew what the goal was. It was a $10 cost per lead. We didn't know which audiences would work best. So we created like 10 different audiences and we ran the videos to those audiences. And as you can see, okay, we're tracking our conversions and our cost per conversions. And the first thing we did was, okay, what's red? Red meaning like what is a really expensive, like what are the most expensive audiences that are producing the highest cost per lead? And we identified those. We was like, okay, look, a $20 cost per lead is not sustainable. A $19 cost per lead is not sustainable either. Let's pause those. We want to be efficient with our ad spend. Let's pause those. So we paused them. Then we found out, hey, look at these ones. Like, these ones aren't hitting a $10 cost per lead, but you know what? There's an $11 cost per lead. There's like a $12 cost per lead. Like, those are close, but they're not within our range. That's yellow. I wonder if we could change the headline or improve the call to action or maybe the bid type to help lower those audiences where the cost per lead is lower than that. So we marked those as yellow, and we made some changes to those to see how well they performed. And lastly, there were some winners in here, right? Like, there are some campaigns getting like a $9 cost per lead or a $10 cost per lead or like a $6 or $7 cost per lead. Anything below the $10, like, hey, this is green, this is working well, let's increase the spend here. So that's how we were able to identify what was working and what's not. And again, the more you pause the losers and you increase the winners, the better your ad campaigns are going to perform. But you only know that if you can identify those buckets or the holes in the bucket, and you know that because you've structured your campaigns correctly, where they're, smaller segmented campaigns. And then it's just a matter of looking at the data, pausing what's not working, and increasing what is working. So this is just a simple framework that you can use if you're kind of feeling stuck in the YouTube ads. I know it's frustrating, but guess what? Like, marketing always works. It rarely works right off the bat. You do need to test the different videos and headlines and audiences and see what works. And then once you find that magic combination of the right ad, the right message, the right audience, things get really fun. And then the water stays in your bucket, and you can fill up a lot of buckets with that ad spend and make a lot of money. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below. And what has helped you optimize campaigns? And this is only one small thing that we do on our end, but I'd love to hear from other people, like what helps you. So don't be afraid to leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. And I hope you have a wonderful day.